Okay, here we go. Get ready. I don't see the monitor on at all, if that's supposed to be on. To the monthly City of New Ulm Sister Cities Commission meeting for January 6th, 2025. Here we are in the City Hall Council chambers with the meeting to begin here at 5:15. My name is Tom Schmitz, and I will call the meeting to order now. And then the next item on the agenda, item 2.1, is roll call. So what we like to do at this time is go around the table and have people introduce themselves and position if they have a position. So let's start over here with Jane, please.
Jane Mayday Hockey.
Carolyn Marty Smith.
Larry Mack.
Tom Schmitz.
Ellie Sweeney, Secretary.
John Vorwerk.
Tony Bernick.
Kathleen Backer, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Again, welcome. And for the record, we have no observers in the studio audience here at City Hall tonight. So let's go on to 2.1, Sister Cities appointments for 2025. Ellie Sweeney, to my right, is planned to be reappointed to a 3-year term by the City Council tomorrow. And myself, Tom Schmitz, there's a change to the agenda. I will be resigning from the commission. There's other boards and commissions that I'm told will be directed my way as a new city councilor. So we have an addendum at the meeting, so please keep in mind at the end of the meeting, we'll move into the addendum to see if anyone wants to take over as chair of the commission for the remainder of 2025. All right, I don't know if there's anything else to say at this time. We will move on to the next item. Item 3.1 is approval of the minutes from our last meeting of December 2nd, 2024. You've all had those minutes in the packet, and I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes, please.
I'll offer a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Thank you.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, Mac Vorwerk, any discussion on the minutes at all? Okay, all those in favor of the motion on the table signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. We will move on to the financial report item of our agenda, 4.1, and that is to approve the financial reports dated for the period ending December 31st, 2024. You've seen those documents in the packet. So a motion to approve the financial report is in order at this time. I would entertain a motion, please.
I make a motion that we approve.
Thank you. Mayday Halke, a second, please.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. All right. Carolyn Marty Smith. So we will move on to see if there's any discussion on the financial reports. We can take a few minutes to just kind of review those again and see if there's any discussion related to those financial reports. We've got revenues, expenses. We've got pretty much the whole year here. So this is a good snapshot of a typical year for us. I will point out, denoted in our expenses, is the stipend that we approved for the NARN of $500 for their soon-to-be trip to Germany. Any other comments or discussion on the motion on the table with the financial reports? If not, we will vote. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. We will move on to item 4.2 in the financial section. And that is, we need a motion and authorization to move forward with our annual membership invoice to the Sister Cities International program. And this amount for 2025 is $440. It's in our budget, so I would entertain a motion to approve that expense, please.
I'll offer a motion to approve the 2025 annual membership from the Sister Cities International in the amount of $440.
And I'll second that motion.
Thank you very much. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that motion, please? Okay, then we will vote. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Awesome. Thank you very much. We will move on to the next item on the agenda, item 5.1, the Hans Jost Cultural Exchange Program, where the application period for the outbound participant. This is an individual who goes to Germany on our behalf for a period of time and works for a number of weeks, and then, of course, comes back. So we're very fortunate to have 3 applications that came in before the deadline of New Year's Eve. And we have a subcommittee that will be scheduling a meeting very soon, hopefully within a week or two, to take place here at the council chambers, in which we will be interviewing these 3 candidates and making a recommendation. The subcommittee will then form a recommendation to bring to the entire commission at the February meeting, is my understanding, on when we will finalize choosing which of these 3 applicants we plan to send to Germany later this year. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, is Lisa gonna email the committee like a Survey Monkey for scheduling a time?
I think it's a great idea, because we not only need to coordinate 2 or 3, the subcommittee, and then, of course, the 3 applicants. So there will be some sort of a scheduling survey email that goes out. I will contact administration, Lisa Pelzel, tomorrow to make sure we start to get that scheduled. Does not necessarily have to happen within the next week or 2, but it should certainly happen in the next month or so. Any other comments related to the program or the 3 applicants? Let's see here. Let me bring up our past list, subcommittee list. Let's see here. Does anyone remember right offhand who is on that subcommittee?
I know I am.
Okay. Larry, I remember that. I think I may have been.
The chair was always.
Uh-huh. Okay. And I'm thinking it was maybe Seabooth. I'm not positive right
I
offhand.
think it was.
Vice Chair.
I think it was.
Yeah, the chair and vice chair. So we certainly will have Larry and Dick on that subcommittee, Dick Seabooth, and then the chairperson, unless there's anyone else right here, right now, that wants to step up and say, hey, I'd like to be on that subcommittee. Anyone wanting to jump onto that subcommittee? I know we're all on a variety of subcommittees.
I could do it. I think I sat in on it last year, although I wasn't officially on it, so.
Okay, thank you, John, thank you. All right, so I will make sure that administration upstairs has this information and sends out an email to coordinate surveying a schedule for the interviews in this meeting. It would be probably, between 1 and 2 hours, the total length of the meeting to make that, to interview the applicants. Any other discussion on this topic? We certainly don't have to make any decisions right here. Any other discussion? Okay, so that's where we're at with Hans Jost. Moving forward again on our annual schedule, we'll move on to old business. Item 6.1. The potential for a German language day camp later on this year. And we have a wonderful subcommittee of Carolyn, Ellie, and Jane. And let's see, I did just send an email to the three of you because I came up with another individual who may be a possible helper. I think she was a former teacher at ISD 88, actually in the Deutsch curriculum area. I'm not positive how to get a hold of her, but she may be someone to talk to.
Who is it?
Christy Lindquist.
Where'd you,
Yeah,
know her as a teacher.
yeah, okay.
Didn't get that from you yet. Is it coming?
I sent it, yeah, by email, like just before the meeting started.
Oh, okay.
So any discussion on the potential for the youth German language day camp possibly to happen this coming summer sometime?
The committee is still working on it.
Committee is feverishly working. If there's any, formal meetings, they certainly need to be scheduled here with administration, at least 3 days in advance and held here. But there can be some background footwork done by the subcommittee. Any other comments, discussion related to that?
Yeah.
Well, my idea,
Yes, I love your.
I had an idea of maybe putting out a Facebook post on the New Ulm now and then, if anybody would be interested in doing something like that, somebody we may not know that speaks German and would like to do something like that. So Carolyn's gonna work on that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Also, the municipal Facebook page. I would work with Lisa Elzel upstairs in admin to find out if that can be put on the city Facebook page and or the city web page itself.
Okay.
Sounds great. Any other?
Maybe we could have Brian Filzen talk about it on KNUJ.
Yes, it's a great idea. Boy, the ideas are just pouring out here. Great. Any other thoughts related to the potential for this youth summer language day camp?
Or maybe Carolyn could go on the radio and talk about it with Brian.
Okay.
She's gonna
that-
pass
yes,
certificate to him.
that would be. Okay.
Oh, all right. Anything else? We will move on to the next item on our agenda, and that is item old business of 6.2, our annual recognition award. The recognition subcommittee met on December 9th. And that was Filzen, Vorwerk, and Schmitz, the three of us, and Seabooth. I think we had 4 of us there. Yes, and that the minutes of that are in your packet. And so I think I will turn over comments or discussion at this point. John, do you have anything you'd like to, as a key member of that subcommittee?
No, not really. With what's in the packet, it's pretty much the gist of everything that we discussed at the meeting, if you look at that. We had a number of them. that, very good potentially, but we did come up with a decision for that, and we thought that Keith Roloff would be one for that award.
Yeah, that was the recommendation by the subcommittee. As you see from the minutes, we kind of established a list of potentials and a list for future consideration also, you see there. And the subcommittee's recommendation to the entire commission was to posthumously award that to Keith Roloff. So, I think we should vote on that now. If the commission's ready to do so. I would entertain a motion from the floor, from the commission, to award the 2024 Recognition Award posthumously to Keith Roloff. I'd entertain that motion, please.
I would move to go ahead with offering that to
Thank you.
the Keith Roloff
We have a
family.
motion from Ellie Sweeney. A second, please.
I'll second that.
Second from Vorwerk. Wonderful. Okay, any discussion on the motion on the table? Then we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor of the motion on the table, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Wonderful. Okay, so then we will need to try to choose a date, time, and location for the reception. The preferred month for us to normally do that is January. It may not necessarily have to be held in January if it doesn't work for the parties involved. So what I would suggest maybe is that at least one key person of the subcommittee contact the Keith Roloff family to set that schedule.
Mr. Chair, we might have to look at getting the award made too.
Absolutely.
So that we have that,
Yes.
in conjunction. I think in the past it's been Printware Graphics.
Yes, printware. And I can go out there and order that again.
Sounds great. Thank you, Commissioner Warwork. He will get the plaque ordered. You can't imagine it will take,
A couple weeks, usually 2 to 3.
yeah, sounds great. Okay, so then are you, is someone willing then to, are you also willing to work with Philson maybe to try to contact the Roloff family to get a date, time, and location scheduled for the presentation,
I think we can do that.
reception? Wonderful, thank you. Okay, so, just
Would we try to line up the Kegel Club as our,
that's been our
Traditional-
traditional reception location. It's not mandatory or mandated, I don't think. And we'll certainly leave that up to the subcommittee to formulate that with Warwork and Philson and chair and vice chair. And of course, the Roloff family.
Mr. Chair, maybe you want to explain to Mr. Bernick the process being he's new tonight about this.
About the award?
About the award or what we do at the Kegel, or,
Yeah, so this is an annual award. Tony Bernick, our new commissioner to the Sister Cities Commission. We award a Sister Cities plaque to an individual or a group on an annual basis who have shown particular interest in our programs and have offered assistance to one or more of our various programs. We have a list of past recipients too that we can make available to you.
Okay.
And that we've often had that reception along with some of our other receptions for the Hans Jost Exchange Program out at the Kegel Club on the north end of town. It's a nice venue for casual receptions. And of course, the entire commission is invited to those along with the Friends. We have a Friends group also of non-commissioners that we invite to events like that. Anything else to add?
And traditionally, they have some appetizers provided by the Kegel and soda, other beverages on your own. And then it's a potluck, so we bring different foods at times, especially when we have an exchange student. That way they get a little taste of different foods.
Mm-hmm. Sounds great. Thank you. I know that we see these on the minutes from the recognition subcommittee, some of these other names that have been mentioned in the past. And we do have the NARN going over to Germany in just a matter of weeks. And I know there's been a significant interest in asking the NARN to present something to the Tietz family. I don't know if that's something you want to discuss now,
They
Commissioner Marty
They leave
Smith?
the 29th of January, and they are meeting with the mayor, although she didn't have a date. I talked to Sue Hogan about this. And I thought, since they meet with the mayor and some of our students, some of our interns who've been here, it would be, and since there was, you can see the Bregmans put a great deal of effort into writing about Uli and Holger Tietz. And if they had something to present them with, it wouldn't have to be the same thing, but just to recognize their participation in Sister Cities, then the NARN could present it. And I don't know, I just thought it would be a
Yeah,
nice.
do we have any idea if the Tietzes are available during the
I
time?
know they've been there. Were they there
that
with, when you
The
went?
NARN are
when
gonna
you
be
met the
over
mayor?
there?
Were they with you?
I had dinner with them in September in Ulm.
Yeah.
Haven't had any communication with them since then.
I haven't written to them because I didn't want to talk
Mhm.
about this if they weren't going to be the
Right.
selected two people, which is fine. It's just, I haven't said a word to them. So they don't know. I mean, they know that, I'm sure they know that they were up for the award because the Bregelmans must have talked to them about it. I think they're in close contact with them.
Maybe you could email them and ask them or message them, and if they're available, or to meet with our local NARN, that we may have a, special visit.
We could, I mean, if we started like tomorrow and wrote up something and got a little plaque, it doesn't have to be as beautiful as the plaque that we.
Right, I mean, I think it could simply be a motion. I think we can go ahead and do this at the meeting here, a motion to authorize an amount of money that could be used for a gift, some sort of a gift to the Tietz family that the NARN could present.
Could it be like an honorary award instead of not the person of the year, but the honorary family of the year?
May I make a comment? I could, as the mayor, do what we call as an accommodation award, recognizing them for their service and support of our sister cities relationship. And that's usually done up on parchment paper and then in a nice, what do you
Yeah.
wanna say, folder.
Be lovely.
That
would
could be done, and then it
That's
could be
perfect.
officially from the city of New Ulm
Mm-hmm.
and the Sister Cities Commission. I could add in the language.
Mm-hmm.
If that's something you'd want to consider.
Once we find out when they're meeting with the mayors, I mean, it's already scheduled. We'll just, I write them, I have them on
Well, and
Facebook. We can write them
We
and
would hope that they're
they
present.
would be available,
that
yeah.
We would hope that the Tietzes are available
Yeah.
then. So that sounds great. Do you think that we need to authorize, up to $100 or some amount for a gift or a
No,
frame for their
I
certificate or
don't think so,
anything?
Tom. I think that's,
Okay.
I think something from the mayor would be lovely.
Gonna have to be transported over there and someone's gonna have to bring it in their suitcase.
Well,
Folder,
Yeah.
which most of them are, and that's how we do our mailings of them, as opposed to in a frame. It's in a nice looking folder with a little gold on the front of it, and that could easily slip into somebody's carry-on or suitcase.
Okay,
So I mean, that's if you'd want me to take care of that, I could, and there wouldn't have to be money involved in it as well.
mm-hmm.
I like that very much. I think it would be a wonderful compromise on that.
Okay, I think since the NARN are gonna be there in person, I think something like that is certainly appropriate. So,
Maybe the NARN can get a photo
mhm.
and share that back, and then that's something
Put
we
it
can
in the
put in our
kiosk.
kiosk.
So let's go ahead and make a motion and act formally on this to ask the mayor to prepare a document to recognize the Tietzes. I entertain a motion to that effect, please.
I'll make a motion that the mayor make a proclamation and we present it to the NARN.
Thank you. A second to the motion,
I
please?
second that.
May I
Second.
make a correction? It wouldn't be a proclamation, it would be a letter of commendation.
Go.
Letter of
recognition.
commendation, for the record, please. Letter of commendation. Excellent, okay. So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this topic? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries for that. Thank you very much. Okay, we really don't have much left on the agenda here. That concludes the old business. The new business is committee assignments for 2025, our new year now. Is that in the packet?
Yeah, it is, and it says there'll be in hard copy.
Oh, there it is, yes, okay. I've not seen any hard copies at the meeting, but maybe what we're supposed to do now is actually try to kind of formalize those. So the first one in the packet, I mean, you see the last page of the packet, there's 4 subcommittees. Advertising and Promotion Subcommittee, the German Language Subcommittee, the Hans Jost Exchange Committee, and the Recognition Committee. So we would hope that each commissioner is on 1 or 2 committees. Can we start at one end of the table here? Jane, are you, now you're already on 1 or 2 of those committees. Do you want, which committee preferences are yours for 2025?
The German Language Committee and the whole Hans Jost Exchange Committee.
Perfect, awesome. Okay, so Jane is requested to be on the German Language Committee and the Hans Jost Exchange Committee. Carolyn, do you have preference for 1 or 2 subcommittees this year?
I'll do the German Language Committee again. And the newspaper article, that was, I don't know, what does that come under? I did that. I did
Advertising and
that.
promotion.
Okay, I did that. So
Okay.
is that done for the year? Was it? Oh,
Last year.
Not yet this year.
Are you interested in that one or a
well, you know, that was,
different one?
it was like,
Well, you do the kiosk.
I do the
That's
kiosk.
That's advertising,
oh, that's true, I do the kiosk.
marketing.
And like, to get the article written, we had, because there's Travis, because I gave it to Clay, and then Clay gave it to Travis Rosenau, and then it was, and he didn't have any of it, and, or any of the right stuff. So it was like 2 or 3 nights of calling like Wade to get a picture of downtown Ulm, and, but it was
That
good.
lifestyle page in the journal was fantastic. I've got mine at home. I was going to bring it today, but I didn't. So if you have not seen that recent lifestyle page in the New Ulm Journal, please go to the library or the internet and review that. Thank you so very much for.
Dick Seabuth did a lot of the backstory, which I really thought was great to have in it. And then I noticed one of the people who applied, one of the 3 people who applied, she asked a question about that. She said, I read in the journal, so,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So are you interested in those 2 subcommittees for 2025, Carolyn?
in my limited capacity, yes, I'll do,
Okay,
that.
we
I'll do
got
the
that.
kiosk and,
Okay, Commissioner Mack, what's your interest for 2025
I will do
subcommittee?
the Hans Jost Exchange Committee, and I will work on advertising and promotion.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Commissioner Sweeney, do you have 1 or 2?
I would do the German language, and I am working on it with Carolyn and Jane, and I would do the recognition.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Vorwerk, do you have one or two preferences for this year?
Recognition Committee, I would do that again. And I can also help with the Hancios.
Thank you very much. And Commissioner Bernick, one or two possible subcommittees?
I could help with the advertising and promotion.
Thank you.
and Wherever else you need me, I guess. Other than that, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. All right. Note taker Sweeney, do we have a subcommittee that only has two people on it, maybe, or?
Recognition only has two?
Okay, Commissioner Bernick, would you be willing to be on the recognition subcommittee?
Sure, most
Thank you.
definitely.
Be two new people and one regular guy. So you know what you're doing.
Right.
Well, and we still have other commissioners to ask.
Couple, three commissioners absent, I think, so.
Well, they'll have to email in their preferences to Lisa. Maybe
Yeah.
we can ask Lisa to
Mhm.
contact them and
Good. Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
Jane, Larry, and John.
Item 8 on the agenda is announcements. Does anyone have any announcements before we go to suspend the rules for the addendum? Okay,
I want to announce that I will not be available to take notes for the February or March meeting. I'll be out of town. So just in case anybody might need to take notes.
yes, so commissioners, be prepared to be a temporary volunteer note taker at each of our next two meetings, the first Monday of February and the first Monday of March. We'll
I
need
can help out with that.
temporary note
Ellie,
takers.
I'll help.
Oh, good,
I've
thank
helped
you.
in the past. So
Yes, wonderful,
We'll
thank
make-
you.
We'll work it out.
Any other announcements?
Yes, Mr. Chair, this isn't directly Sister Cities. However, Keith Roloff used to coordinate the flower watering team, and we are putting out a request for somebody to assume responsibility to coordinate the flower watering team and do some recruitment. We do that in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce and, planting the flowers and then watering the flowers. Also, it's rather late, but by default, I took on the responsibility to coordinate our annual flower watering appreciation dinner, which will be on March 17th. And I extend that invitation to those of you who are on that team or any of you interested in finding out more about the flower watering program to join us. It is going to be held at the Shell's Tap Room on the 17th of January from 6 until 9 o'clock. And if you're interested, please let me know so we can put you down as a yes and or your +1.
Okay, so January, I thought I had also heard somewhere in there March.
I
but it
was,
is
yeah,
not.
I misspoke the
Okay.
first time. It is January 17th.
The evening of January 17th, appreciation for the flower waterers, and anyone willing to step forward to assist with that this year here in 2025.
So that is a Friday then.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Mayor. Any other announcements from anyone? Okay, then we will move on to the addendum, and I'd entertain a motion to suspend the rules for action on the addendum. A motion, please?
I'll offer a motion to suspend the rules for the addendum.
Thank you, Mac. Second on the motion,
I'll
please?
second that.
Marty Smith, thank you. Motion and second. Any discussion on that motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Okay, so this is the topic that I am resigning from the commission as serving City Councilor Ward 3. My first city council meeting will be tomorrow, Tuesday, January 7th. And my understanding is that the city has other responsibility assignments that they will be directing my way. And so I've had a great short time here on Sister Cities Commission. I will certainly be a friend of the Sister Cities Commission forever, as will my wife. And so what we need to do, since I was elected as chair for this year, 2025, we need to, since I'm resigning, we need to elect a new chairperson for the Sister Cities Commission here in 2025. Is anyone willing to step into the role of chairperson for the Sister Cities Commission the remainder of this year, 2025? Any volunteers? Second call for nominations. Third call for nominations. Okay, and so what will happen is my understanding that we haven't had anyone step up at this moment. It will be tabled and placed on the formal agenda for our next meeting, the first Monday of February. And that is the 3rd, right back here at City Hall. 5:15 is our monthly meeting schedule. So do come prepared to step forward as chair of the commission for the remainder of this year, or to nominate someone as chair who's willing to accept it, please.
I have a question. So is Dick a co-chair?
Dick Seabooth is our vice chair. He was elected last month as vice chair. So
Do
he's,
they normally go into the chair afterwards or not necessarily?
I don't think there's any code, ordinance, or regulation governing that. Or tradition. So actually, our newest commissioner, Tony Bernick, certainly could have the ability to do that. Please think about that and ask questions of anyone. Any other comments or discussion on this topic? You know, we've
Given
got,
the fact that you've got 3 good candidates who aren't here tonight.
yes,
That
yes.
may step up as well, and it suggests that be in, conversation with them prior to the meeting.
Yes. So please do that. Think over the next month and talk over the next month about filling that position at our next meeting. Thank you very much. My understanding is we have completed all items on the agenda. And so with there being no further business, I declare this meeting adjourned.